What's going on with redfish in Tampa Bay? Hey, I'm Captain Joseph Rains and I got a special report for you for the month of April 2022. Before we get into the report, first I want to mention our sponsors, St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, Tampa Fishing Outfitters, and Tarpon Fishing Outfitters. They make this video possible. I also want to thank the Pike Consulting Group, great company out of Georgia that'll keep your construction or manufacturing business OSHA compliant and your workers safe. Let's talk redfish. The month of April, especially mid to late April, was incredible fishing for redfish. Tons of snook were also caught as well. We've gotten through the cold fronts that keep coming down and we had stabilized 75+ degree water temperatures. The fish came out of their hiding places and they were hungry. They were smashing everything you put in front of them. It was really easy to look like a hero in late April. On nearly every single charter trip that I had, we caught redfish. Utilizing my basic redfish strategy that I talked about in previous videos, just after the tide starts coming in, once there's enough water for me to slide across the flats in my bay boat, I get back into the backcountry, get back into the mangrove islands, and start looking for activity. I'm looking for fish pushing. I'm looking for schools of mullet piled up in one spot, hopping all over the place. Looking for fry bait. That's something I'll talk about in a second. Looking for little baitfish pods. Lots of activity. That's where I'm going to set up and I'm going to start snatching redfish and snook along the shorelines and out of the mangrove bushes. It's a really effective pattern. Had a lot of fun. Customers had a blast doing this type of fishing and they were rewarded with a lot of great hard fighting redfish and snook. Once the water level got high, I pushed further and further back into the islands, into the backcountry, and looked for more activity. Started hitting up points and cuts way in the back. And that's where I found the redfish later on in the tides. We experienced a lot of high winds in the month of April. It made things very difficult, and my lower back is really hating me right now. Because of the consistently windy conditions, I had to find new areas and fish places that were further into protected spots to fish and catch fish comfortably. This turned out to be a blessing in disguise because I actually found some new sweet spots I'd never been to. So I'll be going back to these spots again in the future, and I know I can count on them to hold fish. Now that we're getting into the later part of spring, another pattern has emerged. Remember those bait fish I was looking at? Well, we've got tons of fry bait all over the flats in Tampa Bay right now. The scaled sardines have spawned and you can find bait fish all over the place. So when I'm back there, I'm looking, and eventually I'll find a big concentration of bait fish, and I guarantee you there's snook and redfish and jacks and trout on those bait fish. Matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, when you find them and they're in a big concentration along a mangrove shoreline, you can just sit there and wait and the fish will start attacking them. The snook will start popping. You'll hear that trademark snook slurping pop sound. Redfish will come up and smack them. The jacks love them. They're real aggressive in there. On one particular charter trip, I was running the backcountry and I saw a huge pot of bait fish getting attacked and everything was eating it. It shuddered, it shimmered, there were baits flying out of the water. I came off plane in a circle, came back, set up, let a couple minutes go by, started putting some baits out, and it took just a couple of casts, bang, redfish, bang, redfish, bang, redfish, snook. It was absolutely amazing. The customers had an awesome time. It was an unforgettable trip. The outstanding fishing should continue into the month of May. Water temperatures will slowly be climbing up, and as it gets hotter, there's going to be some movement of fish and there's going to be movement of bait, and the pattern might shift a little bit with the type of bait presentation we use, but I expect May to be very good as well. I hope you enjoyed this redfish update. Be sure to check out our sponsors, St. Pete Fishing Outfitters, Tampa Fishing Outfitters, and Tarpon Fishing Outfitters. When you're in the stores, be sure to mention Head First Fishing at checkout. You'll get a little discount on your purchase. If you have a business in construction or manufacturing, get a hold of Mitchell at the Pike Consulting Group. They'll make sure your business is safe and OSHA compliant. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later.
At Pike Consulting Group, we're changing the culture of safety.